From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenni Carlson. Ryan Aber joins us on the phone. And Ryan, Baker Mayfield, obviously a topic of much conversation among Sooner fans, all sorts of folks. And you had a chance to talk to him a little bit about his decision to come to Norman and also get some feedback from coaches who basically said they didn't even know this guy was showing up. I mean, we knew it was an interesting story, but I think we got a little more background into just how sort of unexpected his arrival in Norman was.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Baker Mayfield, after he decided to transfer from Texas Tech, knew that he wanted to come to OU, but really the only person he talked to at OU was Merv Johnson, the director of football ops for the Sooners, who also runs the walk-on program, and said, hey, can I come down? Merv, of course, said, sure, we'll take you. Didn't talk to any coaches or anything like that until he walks into a team meeting after Bob Stoops had addressed the team and sticks out his hand and said, hey, I'm Baker Mayfield. And Bob said he just sort of took him aback a little bit and said, oh, you really do exist. So it was an interesting time. Bob Stoops said it was the strangest situation that he can remember being a football coach at OU. And certainly the strangeness has continued as all these pieces fall into place. Trevor Knight struggles last year. Kendall Thompson transfers. Lincoln Riley comes in bringing the same system that Baker Mayfield ran in both high school and in his freshman year at Texas Tech. All these factors sort of converge, and it looks like there's a great chance that Baker Mayfield is the Sooners' starting quarterback this season.
Well, it sort of makes me think of two things, Ryan. One, Bob Stoops saying if he would have said no to Baker Mayfield might be playing fraternity yard ball down the street, which I thought was funny. But then you mentioned Lincoln Riley, and when Baker Mayfield transfers from Texas Tech, Lincoln Riley actually makes a push to get him to East Carolina to play in this air raid offense for him. Mayfield obviously goes to Oklahoma instead. Does this give him any leg up? Do we have any more sense at this point after a little bit of practice time for the Sooners? Is Baker Mayfield the guy? Has he improved to the point to have the starting job once the opener comes?
Well, I think it's hard to tell for sure, but signs certainly point to the fact that Baker Mayfield's going to be the starter, and we've talked about this a few times. But him running this offense for years at Lake Travis and then for the 1 year at Texas Tech, he knows what the air raid's all about. He knows what decisions to make, and he's comfortable with that offense. But this offense lets quarterbacks grow so much in the offseason because it's not so much about, needing to bang around in helmets and shoulder pads and be all padded up. It's about quick decisions. It's about gaining trust with your receivers. And quarterbacks are able to do much of that during 7-on-7 time during the summer, unorganized time when they just call the receivers up and the DBs up and say, hey, let's go throw the ball around a little bit. And that lets quarterbacks grow in the system more than in others, which means that Trevor Knight and even Cody Thomas have been able to improve in the air raid to levels that they normally wouldn't. So I think that cuts down on sort of the gap between Baker Mayfield and the others.
We'll obviously continue to follow the Oklahoma quarterback situation, and once the starter is named, we'll have a lot more here on News OK. But be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.